Also a scene in The Kingdom. Great documentary on the Chiefs.
Great documentary.
Seen it.
Yeah.
Danny, we're going to start with you. Is there any reason to doubt Kansas City's return to a 4th straight Super Bowl? I was usually start with Nick. I hate to say it, I knew the answer from you. Starting with you.
Of course there's reason to doubt it.
Oh, my God.
In fact...
Did you say thank you?
Well,
I thought you were a Chiefs guy.
No, because he picked the Chiefs. I tried to get him all day yesterday to pick the Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
No, don't apologize. Of course there's reason to doubt it. In fact, we're picking the Super Bowl on Friday's show of predictions.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Prediction week.
Yes.
I won't say who, but we'll preview. I will not be picking the Chiefs.
Wow.
That's right. I'll give that away right now.
I like that. Little
0 for 1. Just predictions week. We'll start off with a whiff.
So, but it has nothing to do with the Chiefs or Rashee Rice. Like, we've seen that they can overcome their own issues. Like, they won a Super Bowl when they led the league in drops. They were in a Super Bowl and won 15 games when they had 4 different guys play left tackle last year. Like, so it's not necessarily a Chiefs thing. It is respect for Burrow and Herbert, but certainly Lamar and Allen, because if Mahomes is the Brady of this era, I think Josh Allen's going to get 1 at some point. I think Joe Burrow's going to get 1 at some point. I think Lamar is going to get 1 at some point. So this question is like the Chiefs or the field. And I think the field in the AFC is the way to go.
How's the field been doing lately? I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs versus the field always sounds like, well, yeah, the field.
But
I know. And then the field. Then they play a game on that field, and they're dropping confetti on the Chiefs.
But I also know that you believe that Josh Allen one day will win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, I do think. But not today. Today is not the day.
Well, you'll never be the guy to pick it. But like at some point, you think it's going to happen.
But I think it will be when the Chiefs are in the midst of a downturn instead of better than they were last year. I think maybe it will be once Travis Kelce is gone instead of reinvigorated and freshly engaged with someone to impress. I think it maybe would be if and when Andy Reid steps away and Patrick has to deal with a new coach for the first time.
You think it's going to take that long for someone else in the AFC to win a Super Bowl?
I don't know. I know that Patrick's been the starter for 7 years. They have been in the AFC Championship game all 7. They have never lost an AFC playoff game in regulation. They have been to 5 Super Bowls. They have been to 3 straight. And so I think that I look at it differently. Why would this year be the year? Why is this the year someone's going to break through? What has changed from this year to last year other than the Chiefs shored up there? Because I think you agree with him, Brew, for a similar reason, which is at some point one of these guys is going to get through.
Look, I do think the Chiefs are better on paper this year than they were last year. Now,
last year they struggled at 15-1.
Right, but you would agree they're better on paper than they were last year. But here's the thing. They are trying to become – only one team ever has gotten to 4 straight Super Bowls. And no team that won a Super Bowl ever or in that stretch of 4 or 3 got back. You know what I mean? So once again, just like last year, they're trying to do something that's never been done. And last year, they failed to do what's never been done. And this year, I think that's a reason. Like, it's never happened. So that's one reason. I agree the Chiefs should be favored in the AFC. But because Baltimore is more, like you said, respect for Baltimore and Buffalo and lesser Cincinnati if you want to toss them in. But these quarterbacks, history says they're going to break through. And not just, I hear you, because Mahomes is so great and Reid, and I hear you about, well, when they're on the decline or when Reid is gone or whatever. But we've never seen a quarterback, as great as Mahomes is, we've never seen one just make the Super Bowl like essentially every year. So there are going to be years they don't make it, even as Mahomes is great, Reid is great, and I think this could be a year.
And I think that if we just look to history, the Chiefs are so dominant and have been so dominant that we kind of talk about Lamar and Josh just as regular season successes. And I know you can point to playoff disappointments for them, but they are really historically great. And in the era of Brady, there was also Big Ben. And there was Peyton. And there were these other guys. And I think right now, and we have the graphic to show, Lamar and Allen are starting their career at a historic clip right there with Brady and Big Ben and Mahomes. And those other guys got to Super Bowls.
That's in the first 7 seasons.
In the first 7 seasons.
Yeah.
But so it's crazy. It is a historical outlier that Allen and Lamar have been this successful in the regular season, this consistent in the regular season, and not broken through.
Yeah,
everything about the history of the NFL suggests those guys are going to be playing in Super Bowls, period.
Yes, but
or
everything
plural.
about the history of the NFL suggests a team wouldn't have this type of success. And where I disagree with you, Brew, you're right. The Chiefs failed to do what had never been done in winning 3 straight Super Bowls. They did do what's never been done in being the back-to-back defending champion and getting to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? There's plenty of that they did last year that had never been done before. They didn't complete the ultimate, which is the three-peat. But this is where I feel like it's a bit of Calvin Ball and some of the Chiefs stuff, and I understand it. Had they won the Super Bowl, I feel like conversation would be like, well, not going to win 4 in a row.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Been, yes.
And so, and so I understand that there started to be premature, and I was part of it, doubt of the Patriots at the end of Brady, but that was age related to Tom. You know what I mean? It was that
that was legit.
and so even though they made 8 straight conference championship games and they made 3 straight Super Bowls and 4 out of 5, it felt like, okay, like he's 37, he's 38, he was doing something we'd never seen. It is, I don't look at Baltimore as tangibly better than they were last year. I don't look at Buffalo as significantly better than they were last year. I look at the Chiefs as, because they were more injured than both of those teams, and because, to I guess those teams' credit, those teams didn't have a glaring weakness like the Chiefs' left tackle position, a critical spot where you had 4 different guys playing it. Now, maybe, KW, I'm putting too much faith in a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, that maybe I'm going to, in midway through the year, be like, yeah, they still have a problem there.
And then Jawan Taylor on the other side has been a backup, all of his career, really, for the most part.
No, you're thinking Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore,
yeah,
exactly. And Jawan Taylor's dealing with a knee issue. And so they're not a perfect team. I'm not arguing they're a perfect team. But I think that there is far more reason to doubt the other teams. Like,
I think that's fair. But I don't think Baltimore, their problem is playing their best in the playoffs. Like, I think they are good enough to beat Kansas City. Just will they be at their best and play well enough in that big moment? That's the only thing for them. I think they could have beat them a couple years ago, but they didn't bring their game. So I think that's the question.
I think the reason to worry is that the offense that we want to be explosive hasn't been explosive. The Mahomes wants it to be explosive, and then we got news today that his number 1 wide receiver is going to miss the first 6 games.
A lot of those wins, they did not look that impressive.
No, they got them. I think winning is a skill.
I agree.
But I would rather not go into, 7 consecutive wins by 1 score?
Well, they haven't lost a 1-score game in like their last 17 or
17,
something.
yeah. But I do think that is a skill with a dash of luck. A dash of luck but maybe at the same time, we're the Chiefs and there's a mental edge and we're going to miss-snap the ball.
No, but so here's my pushback on it. They didn't win the conference by a small margin.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say that they don't block that the Broncos field goal. They're still the 1 seed.
Sure.
Let's say that the Raiders don't miss-snap the ball. All right, well, then now we have to play in Week 18 to make sure we're the 1 seed. You know what I mean? The games were close, the records were not. When the Chiefs did it. And then the last point that I'll make is I look at Lamar, who's on that graphic right behind Mahomes that you showed, different than the other guys on that graphic. And that is, if I truly believed that there were, Big Ben was a really good playoff quarterback. Brady, obviously, early in his career, was a far better playoff quarterback than regular season. Josh has been solid throughout, and Mahomes is Mahomes. I am not as confident. You asked me, do I think Josh will finally, definitely get one? Yeah. I'm not as confident in Lamar. Gun to my head, probably, but it wouldn't. Somebody
seen a reason to to believe in that. Yeah.
Say it again.
You haven't seen the dominant playoff.
Right,
performance
and one of these,
highest.
we say Brady and Peyton and Big Ben. Somebody might end up being Phillip Rivers in this group, which is
really good.
Sure.
But they're both as good as Rivers was. He was great.
He wasn't
They're
an
better.
MVP.
Yeah, both of those guys are better.
I kind of debuted this take yesterday. I'm gonna remix it. If you don't want KC in the Super Bowl, I think they have to miss the playoffs.
Oh, when did you say that yesterday?
No, I had a remix of about Stafford in the playoffs, like Stafford's LeBron, that you don't want to see him in the playoffs. I don't know if Mahomes in the playoffs, it's again LeBron-esque. Like I'll see you in the finals.
It'll be tough.
Well, that's the thing.
You
It's
want to
tough
try to keep me out of it. That's it.
They're not missing the playoffs anytime soon.
Big
That's the
injury.
problem.
It's the only way.
Well, that's the
Football.
Say it again.
It's football.
Hold on, they're more likely, Wilds, to just have a bad playoff game than they are to have 8 bad regular season games.
I believe in playoff Mahomes. Maybe you don't.
Okay.
Oh, wow. He's big against City.
Predictions week. That's why I'm beloved. Predictions week continues. AFC North. Joe Burrow. We have seen the predictions revealed. Brew, you have the Ravens, Bengals, both going to the playoffs.
Yes.
Steelers missing the playoffs.
Yes.
Nick, you have the Ravens only going to the playoffs. Danny, please reveal your AFC North predictions and who is going to the playoffs.
Be happy to. And I think Brew and I might have big disagreements across both North divisions.
Oh, my.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Wow.
How
Well,
this
you
goes.
know.
Well, you
actually.
know,
You've
right?
seen
Yes, I
his
do.
and You know yours.
I will see how it. That's a good point. We were simpatico yesterday. Today, not quite as much. Although everybody in the world agrees, number 4, AFC North, Cleveland Browns. I can't imagine being a Browns fan watching Baker Mayfield. They've had 8 different starting quarterbacks since they had Baker Mayfield. I mean, how do you wake up?
terrible.
It's just so brutal for a Browns
Probably like
fan.
being a Bears fan most of your life.
That hurt.
Yeah.
A little bit. I say one thing about the Chiefs.
I'm just saying. What would it be like watching a team go through a quarterback carousel? I don't know.
Yeah, what's it like trading up for Mitch Trubisky when Mahomes was sitting right there for you? Number 3, I believe, and I'm putting the playoff stamp on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What are you shaking your head
What's
about?
the problem?
Aaron Rodgers is just.
They've been a top 10 defense 5 of the last 6 years, and you add Aaron Rodgers. You said you don't think their defense is going to be as good as everybody else believes. They've been an elite defense very consistently
That's
under
a
Mike
first
Tomlin.
cousin of it's their culture. It's just they just have a defensive culture there. It's in the DNA.
But they don't have the players the Ravens do, I don't think,
Yeah.
defensively.
And so, bro, this is
Got some
where
names, though.
I think it's going to be a disagreement here. Yeah, let's put it up.
I mean,
They are so
like
good
this,
on
actually.
paper.
Yeah,
They
I know
were
you like
so historically impressive offensively. It seems impossible to do it again in terms of that few of interceptions, that much health on the offensive side of the ball. Their roster is incredible. It is an incredible thing, and Lamar Jackson is a great regular season player. But the Cincinnati Bengals had an
with
offense.
that defense?
Here's the thing, though. That offense for Cincinnati historically would suggest that you win 12 or more games. If you score 27 points per game, you win 12 or more games in NFL history. That's just what the numbers show. New defensive coordinator. They got Trey Hendrickson back. 3 of their 4 picks, as for you, Wild. 3 of their top 4 draft picks are on the defensive side of the ball. If they're just the 20th ranked defense in the NFL, 25th ranked defense in the NFL, their offense can carry them.
Last year, they're about 25th.
No, but in terms of
scoring.
impact plays, takeaways, plays forcing, yards, punts, these takeaways.
Look,
the Bengals are an offense that's ready to win a Super Bowl.
I don't hate. I mean, obviously, I had the Ravens winning the division. I don't hate this. Like, if this turned, I think the Steelers will be good. I don't have them making the playoffs. If this ended up being the order, I would feel fine, because for me, the Ravens, it's all about, I wouldn't mind them having
To go
some
on the
kind of
road,
adversity
Oh, sure.
in the regular season and have to play some tough games in the regular season to get seeding or get in the playoffs, whatever, and then maybe be a little better, more battle-tested in the playoffs. So as long as you got them in, I got the Bengals making it, the playoffs, but I think with that defense, I don't see them winning.
Bengals gonna have a new head coach a year from now. Missed the playoffs.
This is the thing I don't understand, though.
Yeah.
The defense struggles, so you fire the offensive coach who's got the historic offense.
You missed
Somebody's
the last 3
gotta go.
straight years.
They
with
gotta
Joe
do
Burrow.
something,
You're gonna
right.
do something.
Somebody's gotta
and honestly, some Bengals fans, they wanted them to fire Zach Taylor after they made the Super Bowl. They were like, I think it does.
turn the
They have
offense
to
over to
start
Burrow.
fast. If Zach, he could get
Yeah.
fired if they go
if they
1-2 again.
Yeah.
If you lose to the Browns,
Browns week 1, hot
like we're
seat.
taking resumes.
That'd be a bad
They'll
loss.
just be up on
That,
LinkedIn.
that'd be a bad loss.
NFC North. I'm terrified of this for you.
For me.
Hey,
Well, we already know.
just a lot of Caleb stuff.
You're
You called up
joining
Ben
Nick.
Johnson, had him come on the show.
I had to call in a favor
Ben,
for week 1.
predictions week. I'll do you a solid if you come on.
right.
I'm doing
I'll
a solid
pick you,
for Ben
Pick you
Johnson.
to win the division.
So here we go. NFC North picks.
NFC North picks. All right, Brew.
This is.
I'm sorry.
I thought Nick was bad.
What?
Whoa,
He hasn't even
whoa, you
done
haven't
anything
seen
yet.
it.
I know what's coming.
Your 4th place Green Bay Packers.
Wow. That's
J-No.
Yeah,
Not
I hear you.
J-Lo.
I hear
Here's
you.
the thing about the Packers.
How?
Okay. 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, passer rating of 81 against playoff teams. They beat up the tomato cans. What Nick says
Really?
about Bo Nix,
They mollywopped the Cowboys in Dallas in the playoffs.
That was 2 years. It's 2 years ago.
He's only been a starter for 2 years.
Okay.
and I mean, Mike McCarthy losing in the playoffs in a big spot as a favorite. I mean, that is his trademark
Young boy
signature
going into
move.
Texas
They were,
Stadium and
they were
doing
too
that.
turnover dependent. They do not rush the passer. Greg Jennings is very
Greg is here.
Greg is very upset. They beat up on the non-playoff teams. Against playoff teams, 0-4 against Lions and Eagles last year.
The
Yeah.
Lions and Eagles, the
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion and the #1 seed. Thank you. I
It's
mean,
not
what?
good when your quarterback throws the ball to the other team. That's what Jordan Love
He
does.
will be fine. Oh.
He throws the ball
now
to the
he's
other
got
team.
a #1
You
receiver.
don't believe in Jordan Love at all.
I do. No.
And he was injured last year. He was banged up.
Okay, he had a knee injury in
You were
week
about to say a
1.
little knee injury.
It was
Yeah.
a little
No
knee
such
injury.
thing
Then
as
he came back in
little
a
knee
couple
injury.
of weeks and they won with
Here
Malik
we go.
Willis.
So here's
as
the
his
All
backup.
right, some-
get
look,
ready.
it's a
Just
good
get ready.
division. Somebody
so
had
all
to
of Matt
finish last,
LaFleur's
whatever.
is okay. We need to see more.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur,
Jordan Love, we
he
got to
gets no
see more.
respect.
But Caleb and Ben Johnson.
You don't even know where the
Right.
Well, I know he's
We
coming
know
somewhere.
where
and
it's
he left
going.
the division.
Hey, he's on the right track. Number 3, the Minnesota Vikings. I actually think that J.J. McCarthy will outplay Jordan Love this year.
Okay, so
If the Minnesota Vikings and Kevin O'Connell can get 13 wins from Kirk Cousins and 14 wins from Sam Darnold, they're going to get fine production from J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy's not going to be bad, who they traded up for. I'm not saying they're winning 14 games with a first-year
he's
starter.
going to be bad, but,
But-
is he going to be?
Well, you don't have him in the playoffs.
Everybody who has played quarterback for Kevin O'Connell with that offensive line, with Addison and Hawkinson, but yeah, Justin Jefferson. Everyone who's played quarterback for Minnesota has been good. They don't turn the ball over.
They were 7
like
and
Jordan
10
Love.
2 years ago.
The quarterback got hurt.
Well, they were 4 and 4 when he got hurt.
That was
3
a Kirk
years.
Cousins. That was a Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins turnover issue. That was a. Remember he kept on throwing the ball the wrong.
Yeah, but he was the quarterback for Kevin O'Connell.
Classic Kirk Cousins, but he did win 13 games with it.
Yeah, a couple years.
Okay.
Now the
And then now, maybe this isn't the greatest reveal, the biggest shock in the world, but everything in the world went wrong.
This is a shock.
For the Chicago Bears.
No, that they're not #1. That's a
No,
shock.
you're going to have number 1.
Listen, if I'm putting
He
Herbert
had to
at 2,
maintain some integrity.
some integrity. The Bears had everything go wrong for them.
Brew
and they-
had bit the
I got
Bears.
him in the playoffs. I got 3
I forgot
teams in the
about
division. I got him third place in the playoffs.
So the
still
big
got 'em in the playoffs.
discrepancy is
Yeah.
playoffs is
But
the
the
second
Packers
seed.
not-
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
they upgraded
still
coach,
baffled.
quarterback, 60% of their offensive
Quarterback.
What do you got back?
They upgrade. Okay, he got
line. Yeah.
Patriots style.
Second year in the NFL. Drew. What are you
upgrade
talking
at
about?
quarterback. I'm agreeing. Okay.
All right, and then number 1, the Detroit Lions, who for some reason people have written off as a Super Bowl contender because of an interior offensive lineman and some coordinators, when if you look back to who has the most wins in the NFL over the last 2 years, it's not Kansas City, it's not Philadelphia, it's the Detroit Lions. They are a great team and have been a great team for years. As long as they are moderately healthy on the defensive side of the ball, I think they are absolutely in contention to be back in the Super Bowl
Solid
conversation.
I wouldn't.
Solid.
I wouldn't just. I wouldn't put.
You
Listen,
you were about to become a Jordan Love guy 20 minutes
camaraderie
ago.
on the show, man.
Jay, no?
I didn't love it, to be honest with you. Solid is actually like a pretty heavy diss from me.
That's true. I actually heard
Solid.
It hurt.
Solid. Just like,
It hurt.
like, oh, can I see your new baby? Solid.
I wouldn't. I have the Lions winning the
Not
division.
bad. Not bad.
I think you're yada-yadaing the coordinators a little too much. I think we've seen a lot of teams where we're like, wait, and again, I'm not predicting this for Detroit. I picked them to win the division, but where we're like, wait, what happened? Why is that team as good? And then Coach Mangini is like, well, they lost both coordinators.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that does, and those were two really good coordinators. We think. I know Wilds used to think that.
I still think he's a great coordinator.
I did like the
I'm
push.
looking forward to all the trick plays that he's been working on for week 2 against the Lions.
It's going to be
Now maybe he should be doing more basic stuff, but he's trying to make weird and wonderful.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.